Hello friends, today I'm gonna teach you on how to get the toucan sprite. So what I want to do is I want to go to the cat one where it says choose sprite, where it says the choose sprite magnifying glass. So we're gonna click the choose sprite with the magnifying glass. We want to select our bird, any birds that we want to pick. So we're gonna click the animals one and find our bird. So which bird we're going to get? We're gonna get our sprite will be toucan. So our toucan will be starting at his right X position. And let's grab the when green flag is clicked, then we definitely need to we need to go to the looks and grab the set size from 100%, but in place of 100%, we're gonna decrease the size from 100 to 70%. And there, next thing what we want to do, we need to go to the motion and grab the go to X and Y1. That will be our starting position. First byte will be at negative 191 and Y is at negative 27. So I will change these numbers from the X1 from negative 186 to negative 191. And for the Y1, I will change it from negative 47 to negative 27. So our first toucan one. And next, what we want to do is we need to go to control and grab the forever loop. We need to go to the motion and grab the change X by 10. Let's check it. Let's test it. Will it move across the map? Yes, it moves across the map. But but it got stuck at its right hand position. What do we need to do? Once again, we need to go to the control one and grab the if then block and we'll put it inside the forever loop. And once we put inside the forever loop, we need to go to the operators and grab the greater than 50 ones in the operator one. But in place of 50, we're gonna write, let's go for 260. But again, we need to go to the motion and grab the X position greater than 260. But in place of if blank space blank then, we'll put it in the if X position is greater than 260, then it should come back to this position. How? We need to duplicate this, go to X and Y block, and once we duplicate this, go to X and Y block, we will throw away those remaining blocks, and we'll put this go to X and Y one inside the if then block, just to see if that works. Yes, our bird comes and goes back to its own position. There you go. Our first bite of the bird is moving. We need to go to the operator and grab pick random one in place of 10. First, we're gonna start from the small number to the big number. So let's go for 8. 8 will be our first small number. And from small to big number, what should we do? In place of 10, we're gonna write, let's say, into 16. Let's say 16. The bird speed is changing because of the pink random one. Once again, we need to go to the looks and grab the next costume one. So our next costume will be from the looks one, and we'll put the next costume one inside the forever loop above the change X by pick random 8 to 16, just to test if our bird flaps. So yes, our first bird is done. Next, what we want to do is we're going to make our second bird in this hot air balloon game. So what I want to do is I want to enter and click the duplicate to cane one. So once I duplicate this second bird of the game, our second bird is overlapping, but it's moving at its same position. That is not a good thing, right? So what I want to do is for the second bird, I need to go to the costumes and flip horizontally of all the birds in this costume one. So for toucan A, I'm going to click the flip horizontal one, and for the toucan B, I'm going to click flip horizontal 1. And for to cane C, I'm going to click flip horizontal 1 of all the birds in this costume one. So there our bird is moving. Oh, our bird is moving at the same position. That is not good. So I'm going to stop the game. I'm going to stop the game and see where our second bird is. Our second bird is here. But what do we want to do for the second bird? We're gonna drag this second bird to its lower left axis. So here our second bird will be at X is 185 and Y is negative 130. Both. So this, well, we don't need to make any changes here, but for the numbers of the go to X and Y1, we're going to change from in place of negative 91 of the X1, we'll change it back to 185, and the Y1 will be from in place of negative 27, we're going to write down negative 130, and that will be our starting position. But for this one, if X position is greater than 261, we're going to throw away those greater than sign ones and keep the X position on its side. So we'll throw away this one. Again, go to the operators and grab the less than 50 sign one. So here we grab our less than 50 sign one. We'll put it for X position. We're going to place it in place of the blank. We're going to put in X position is less than 50. And we'll attach it to the if blank. Then we're going to check our Tucane tool to its left-handed position. Let's check where it should stop at. Position of this x-axis is negative 185. So what I want to do is, in place of 50, we're going to write down negative 185. And for the go to X and Y1, we're going to change it from in place of negative 191 to 185. And for the Y1 will be in place of negative 27. For the Y1, we will change it back to negative 130. And just to test it out, if our second bird moves at different X positions. Will it work this time? Oh no, that's a big mistake. So what I want to do is, for this pick random one, I'm gonna change it from a positive number to a negative number because our second bird is moving to its left. So we're gonna change it to a negative number first. So our first small negative number will start at from -7 to the big negative number will be at -15 for our second bird in this hot air balloon game. And let's see, will this second bird move? Yes, it does. Our second bird of the hot air balloon game is moving. But the next thing I want to do is I want to make one more bird. How can we make one more bird? First of all, we're going to stop this game here and we're going to click this one, the duplicate one, and grab the Tucane 3-1. And for the Tucane 3-1, I want to make the Tucane 3 not overlap nor move at its same position. I'm going to change his position. His position will be at -170. And for the Y1 will be negative in place of -130, it will be -55. And here we already have next costume change x by pick random one. But for change x by pick random one, I'm going to change the third bird speed different. So what I want to do is for the pick random one, I want to go for small number. Let's say for the negative number, I want to go from -5 to -14. And then for the fx position is less than 185, we're gonna check our third bird stopping at its left-hand position. It should stop at -184. So in place of -185, we're gonna write down -184. And for the go to x and y1, we're gonna write down in place of 185, we're gonna write down 170. And for y1, we write down 55, negative 55. Just to test out if our third bird moves in its different position. Will it work this time? Yes, it works. But again, the not good thing is our third bird is overlapping the first bird. That's not a good thing. So I'm going to stop here. First, I'm going to go to the 2K1 and fix his position because the first bird is overlapping the third bird. That is not good. So here we are at the 2K1. So what I want to do is for the 2K1 is X position will be is at negative 191, but his Y1 will be in place of 27. We'll write down 3. And for the go to X, what negative 191, y negative 27, we're going to write down 3 for our first bird, not overlapping the third bird. Will it work at this time? For 2K and 3-1, going to make this, I'm just going to drag this to third bird down a little bit at its middle position. And then for the 2K and 3-1, I definitely have to change this Y position in place of negative 55. I definitely have to write down negative 74. And same thing inside the if then 1. I have to write down in place of negative 55, write down negative 74. Just to test out if our third bird doesn't overlap the first bird. Will it work this time? Yes, it worked. Next, what we want to do is we're going to go to the hot air balloon and make a collision function. So what we want to do when we make this collision function is we need to go to the my blocks and go to the click on the make a block and write down collision function, and there we have our defined collision one, and we'll drag this collision from the my blocks and we'll put this one inside the forever loop after the bound one, and here we have our defined collision one. But first let me just clean up the blocks and we'll put this defined collision aside from it. And again, for defined collision is what we need to do. We need to go to the up control and grab the if then blocks one. So here, our first if then block is here. What do we need to do? Second, we need to go to the operators and just to make sure that our hot air balloon collides with a first bird or second bird or third bird. So here we grab the O operator, but first we're going to need to duplicate the O1 into 2 bits, and here we got 3 blank ones. So first we need to go to sensing and grab if we need to go to sensing grab if touching 2K1 or 2K2, and we'll put this 2K2 in the second bit of OR, and we're gonna grab the touching 2K3 in the third bit of OR, just to test it out if our hot air balloon collides with any of those birds. So we need to duplicate this, go to X and Y1 and throw away those remaining blocks, and we'll put this go to X and Y1 inside the if then block, just to test it out if our hot air balloon touches the first bird or any other birds. Will it work? Yes, it does. Our hot air balloon is touching on colliding with two canes. That's a good one. And that's working. And there we got our defined collision one. And I hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching.